Hey everybody, Brian here for Work to Game, and today we're diving into the world of New World. This is an upcoming MMO by Amazon Game Studios. It's long in development. There's a lot of controversy and also at the same time a lot of things to be excited about for this upcoming release. In today's video though, we're doing a deep dive into the frequently asked questions about this game. I see the same questions pretty much being asked over and over again on Reddit, on Twitter, and sometimes even in our own comments, and I thought this would be a really good opportunity to sit down and just give you guys the information and let you guys decide for yourself if this is worth a pre-order, if this is worth maybe even casual attention to see if this is something good or not. Obviously, we'll be going hands-on here just hopefully in a couple of weeks. They have not officially announced the closed beta test start date, but we'll be sure to update you guys here as well. So if you guys like New World, if you want more New World information and news, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And if you have, welcome back, you sexy, sexy New World player. That's what you get for subscribing to the workforce here. You get free compliments with each video that I make. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and dive in. So is this game going to be free to play? Honestly, the literal number one question we see over and over again. Or is there going to be some kind of subscription to play this game? And I can tell you right now, there is no subscription for this game, but it is not a free to play game. You have to buy to play the game. So there are two editions with this game, the standard and the deluxe. Standard is going to run you about $30, deluxe is going to run you around $50. So there's going to be a wood skin armor skin, a woodsman boarding axe skin, a mastiff house pet, rock paper scissors emote set, and a New World digital art book. That's what the $20 difference is going to get you for this game. The game will be continually supported via microtransactions, and they have committed to saying that there is no pay to win. So if I pre-order, are there going to be bonuses that I get for doing so? And yes, you obviously get the guaranteed closed beta access, which kicks off April 2020. The game is going to release May 2020. That is the current plan and schedule. So we don't have an official date, but just keep it locked here. Anyhow, you will also get Isabel's Amulet. This is an equipable item with additional constitution and extra damage to supernatural enemies. You're going to get a unique title, Expedition 1. You're going to get the Fist Bump emote, and you're also going to get a Guild Crest set of axes, muskets, and armor. So now that we know about the additions and the pre-order bonuses, I have pre-ordered this game. I am personally excited about it. Like everything they kind of showed off when it relates to the combat looks amazing. And speaking of combat, it's a fully action RPG where your skills are based off of your weapon. It kind of has a Final Fantasy vibe to me. Some people have said ESO and other kind of games of the ilk. So there's obviously going to be comparisons that we're going to have with other games. It is a sandbox style MMORPG, but it does have quests and more, and they say you can really play the game any way you want to play it, and that has my ears peaked. That has my interest right there going like, huh, okay. So obviously it's going to be interesting to see. I have pre-ordered, but I've done it so for the access to the beta, the emote, and obviously I got the deluxe edition for the Mastiff house pet and just the rock paper scissors emote. I'm a sucker for emotes. I have no idea why, but that's how they get me. That's how they get me to spend extra money. Not on glamour, but on emotes. I'm such a sucker. All right. So anyway, is there, like we said, any chance this game is going to be pay to win? And again, I'm going to say it's hard to say. The devs have said that any MTX is just going to be cosmetic, but we still have not yet seen the in-game shop. So we'll update you guys on their monetization strategies as the game develops here on the channel. So is the world full loot PvP, player versus player? No. In one of the alpha versions it was, but they changed it so that there are quests and you have to flag for PvP. And dropping the flag will end up abandoning the quest. The big PvP mode that is focused around 50v50 war mode, this is where you fight for control of territory. Now, before you can challenge the lane, you actually have to first undermine the zone by doing either PvE gathering or different PvP quests to make that area vulnerable so you can actually then declare war and try to capture more land. So this is where things get hotly contested around the game itself. So there are people who are really excited about this game and following it for a long time, really hoping for that open world full loot PvP. Just because it is not open world full loot PvP doesn't mean that there are going to be issues. And that's kind of the thing that the game is going to come down to, is developer trust. Are they listening? Are they able to make changes and more? We'll be able to provide you guys updates, like I said, here within a couple of weeks. But beyond that, I'm honestly hopeful. Like, I like PvP. I think it adds a lot to games over the course of its life, but not everybody watching this video is going to be, yay, PvP. And that's where they also have a real big, it sounds like, at least somewhat developed PvE game. And that allows you to participate in PvP without participating in PvP through undermining other zones and more. So another really major important question, is this game going to have to make me wipe my character after the closed beta? And yes, in May, everybody is going to, when the game launches, everybody's going to start from scratch. So note that your progress in the beta is not a head start. It is literally just progress in the beta for testing purposes, for feedback purposes, for do you want to actually go ahead and buy this game when it releases in the following month, because you could probably cancel your pre-order. Now, do you need an Amazon account to play this game? And no, but you will need a Steam account. It's sold through Amazon, it's sold through Steam, but the game is going to be run through Steam, so just keep that in mind. Now, there are rumors that future versions will be, future consoles might support the game, but there's nothing confirmed by the devs at this point, so we'll have to ultimately wait and see. I do hear there is controller support, so I'm very excited to go hands-on with that aspect. Now, when would I get my pre-order benefits? And they say when the game launches in May, they're going to automatically add it to your account once the game officially launches, but not until then. Is there player housing? And this player housing system actually looks really interesting. You can own a house once you hit level 20. Multiple people can own that instance of that house as well. However, whose house is actually displayed for the world to see, because this is all in the open world, is going to be based off of who is the leader in decorative or decoration points. So there's a little PvP competition in terms of house design. And so that essentially there's going to be a little competition. Who's ever in first place will have their house displayed. However, you, the player, will always see your own house. So if you own that, you'll see it as yours, but you'll also see who is also owning your house. You can own houses in lands and factions that, aren't controlled by your land and faction too. So you're free to travel the world without being worried about being ganked in PvP, unless for some reason you're running around the world with PvP flag on. And so you can freely travel to your house, even if it's not controlled in your land in that regards by your own faction. So since we already know that it's an action-based RPG, will there be traditional classes, or are there going to be some kind of holy trinity, tank, healer, DPS? And they say, being that it's an action MMORPG, there are no classes. Your character build is going to be the way that you want through the weapon mastery system, attributes, and the endless trade skill progression systems. The gear is crafted in this game. The content is going to drop materials for crafting said gear. So there's going to be a massive player economy here. But beyond that player economy itself, it's not your traditional tab targeting Holy Trinity style MMORPG, which could be very refreshing, or it could end up alienating a few people who want a little bit more structure. In the end, I think there will always be a meta in these kind of games, but I choose to say, you know what? Screw it. We'll hopefully define any kind of meta. Hopefully there's a lot of different builds that are viable that players can really enjoy and participate in. So keep that in mind. Not a Holy Trinity, but you could still build yourself as a tank. You could still build yourself as a healer in that regards. And being that it's action-based, you can dodge. And so that means that there is a baseline 0 damage output, because if you've got enough skill, you can move around. We'll have to wait and see how this ultimately balances out with other players, especially as it relates to both PvE and PvP content. Always a challenge in these kind of games. So, you know what? We'll let you know. So how many other players are actually going to be in this world of ours, right? Right now, they're starting out with 1,000 players per server. They say at the time, you get one character per server, and that character can join a faction, and then you're in that faction. So they're going to have multiple servers. They're going to announce the servers and those details at a later date. So right now, you can join any server from around the world, and the game is localized in many languages, including English, that's UK and US, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Italian, French, German, and Polish. So this should be a pretty big new open world. Man, what a name. It trips me up every time. So will there be in-game voice chat? And they say yes, there will be local voice chat channels for this game currently. And I'm going to wonder to see if we see any more integrations. If you aren't aware, the game is planned to be integrated with Twitch. So in the long run, we're going to have to wait and see how this all comes together. But personally, I'm excited to see how that goes from there. Now, as it relates to the factions, you have Marauders, you have the Covenant, and you have the Syndicate. We've covered those in the past. And so if you guys are new to New World, check one of the top links of this video. We will have a link to our playlist for New World, getting you caught up on the combat, on all the details that they've released more in detail than this one Q&A video. Hopefully this helps answer your frequently asked questions when it comes to this game. There's still a lot we don't know. There's still a lot that we're excited to learn. And honestly, this game does look beautiful, and I'm always going to root for the devs, for people to make a really good game, something that we can get lost in, a world that we can get lost in. So for our final frequently asked question, as it relates to the workforce here within this community at Work to Game, we have decided we're going to be going with the Covenant. That's going to be our faction of choice. So keep it locked here. Join our Discord, if you will. Check us out on Reddit. If you want to be able to get more in sync with trying to find somebody to play this game with. Overall, we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. I'm going to be somebody who's going to be checking it out, and I'll let you know how it plays, because I've always said this, and I will believe it to the end of time. It doesn't matter how good the combat looks. It's all about how the combat feels. Does it feel good to hold the controller or play on mouse and keyboard? We'll let you know, and it's not going to be much longer now. So hopefully this, again, like I said, answers your questions, and I hopefully that you're looking forward to New World, because if you've watched this video up to this point, you are a true workforce hero. 2 compliments in one video. So there you guys go. Thanks again for tuning in. Comments below. If you got any additional questions, we'll be trying to gather those. Really try to help either answer them in the comments or to create content for you guys, because I'm sure that, these are going to be questions a lot of people have. So anyway, we're going to wrap up the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.